Hey guys, this is Jason, JC316. Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to change the heater core on a 1990 to 1996 Corvette. This is a 92 and there will be minor differences when they add the second airbag, but you'll see how this goes. Now, I'm going to start and I'm going to show you the face of a man who is not afraid of this job. Anyway, I'm obviously lying. I'm afraid of this job. I don't want to do this. I hear it sucks, but I'm going to do it anyway. I need the heater working in this car. So, from what I understand, there are two ways to do this. You can either do it with pulling the dash or with not pulling the dash. Based on how old this car is and how much of a pain parts are to find for it, I'm going to try my level best to not pull the dash. So here we go. First thing we're going to do is pop the hood on it, and we're going to have to move the bottle here. It's 9/32 or 7mm bolts here on top. There's two of them. And then there's going to be a couple of 10mm bolts. No, I won't have to move those. Just the two on top. Set those there. We're not going to go anywhere. Okay. And if I carefully move that up, that will give me access to the heater core lines. And in this case, they have normal hose clamps. So, flat blade screwdriver, pop them off. Have a catch can ready for the antifreeze because some will spill out. Grab a tool, and I'm going to need both hands, so I'll take those off and we will continue. Alright, so that's out of the way. On mine, somebody had reversed the hose. It was probably getting stopped up and they were losing heat, so they tried to back flush it, and that's probably what caused the leak on this one. Those hoses can really be stuck on there. Just get some pliers and try to get it loose. You can see I bent the crap out of mine trying to get the hose loose. If it comes down to it, you can take a razor blade and split the hose and then just replace the hose later. So that's all we got to do under the hood of the car. Now we need to move to the inside. And this is the dark hole we're going to be familiar with for the next couple hours. The seat is going to have to come out. It's going to be the easiest way of doing this. You don't want to be in there. So the seat is going to be 4 13mm bolts in there, right here, and then there'll be 2 behind the seat. I'll show you where they are in a minute. I'm going to take these front ones out first, 13mm long extension, and just work them out. Pretty simple. So I'll be right back as soon as I get these out. Okay, so once you get your seat out, you'll find out how clean your car really is. In my case, not very. But the back 2 bolts are here. It's just those. Some of these may have power seats, in which case you'll need to disconnect the electrical, but mine was manual, so here we go. Okay, so the next thing we're going to have to do is take the lower panel off under here. And it's relatively simple. It's just a bolt here and a bolt right here. They're 7mm and or 9/32, whichever one you have available. And they're pretty tight, so I'm gonna need both hands. Be right back. Okay, so I forgot to charge my light, but it's charging now. There'll be a flap of carpet here after you take those bolts out, and you'll be able to pull that down and gain access to the light. It's just a pull connector, and then with a little bit of working, this should just drop right out. And you can see where it's been leaking on me. It's been dripping antifreeze all down onto that. Okay, so now this is where the change is going to occur on the airbag cars. we're going to have to pull the glove box out. Now on, I think after 93, next year, 93 or 94, they switched this to an airbag. When dealing with an airbag, you always want to disconnect the battery and let it sit for at least 10 minutes. Turn your headlights on with the battery disconnected and everything to make sure everything is drained. Never have your face in front of an airbag. They can be very dangerous to deal with. Well, mine, it's not going to be such a big deal. So what we're going to be looking at here is, it looks like these bolts along the back here. 9:30 seconds, same story as always. It'll probably take this lid here off and I'll be able to pull this piece out. So I'm going to do that real quick, and if there's anything else I'll show you. Be right back. Okay, so you'll need to take out the 2 screws on the latch, which are here and then one back here, and then the light will just be a simple electrical connector. And now you'll see the horror of what you have to do. I see why they say you should pull the dash to do this, but again, if I can, I'm going to try not to. So up under there is one of your bolts. Really hard to see with the camera, but it is under there, I promise. Again, 9/30 seconds or 7mm. And then up over here to the right, you have to work blind and by feel with a set of extensions to get at it. There's another one. Okay. And then up under here, okay. Up under here, there's going to be 1. Back up under here is 2. And way up there is number 3. I'm kind of pointing at it if you can even see my finger. But it's up under there. And that should be it. There may be one more on the, I was looking at it upside down, but there's a panel or a vent that goes that way. And there's a screw on there that may have to come out too. So obviously I'm not going to be able to show you what I'm doing, even if you'll be able to see it. So I'm going to try to get it out, and I'll show y'all where everything is under there. I may wind up pulling the rest of the dash. I don't know. I'll see how this goes. The best thing that's going to be as your friend is a plethora of extensions and swivels and anything else you got. So I'll see how this goes. I will give y'all the proper tool setup for each bolt. We'll see how this goes. Be right back. Alright, you can see where the second top bolt is with my scope here. And you can see where I'm running it, so I give you a basic idea of where it's at. The first top bolt will be 3 extensions, a short 9/30 seconds, and a regular swivel. And with a little bit of patience, that one comes right out. This next top one is going to be probably the hardest, so we'll see how it goes. So with the help of my handy little scope, I managed to attach the socket to it. So it's 3 extensions, a short 9/30 seconds, no swivel. And I'm on it right now. And like I said, it's way up under there. A mechanic scope helps a lot in finding it. May get lucky. So that's that one. I'll get it out and continue on. Okay, so I've gotten all the bolts out. To get to the bottom one at the top, it's a plethora. I mean, it's just 3 long or 3 short extensions, a swivel, a really short one, and then the breaker bar. So I've got all of them out. There are minor differences here on whether or not you have the electronic climate control or the cable climate control. I have the cable climate control, so I am going to have to take that piece out, and it looks like just a washer on top, a lock washer that you pry off, and whatever's behind there. It looks like just a a squeeze clip to disconnect it from the back. And hopefully, I've already gotten it loose underneath, hopefully when that's done, the cover will drop out and I'll be able to access the heater core. So, let me work at this for a minute and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I just spent the better part of 2 hours trying to get this thing out. And what the problem is, I told you about this piece earlier. There's a bolt here and a bolt here. Well, you flat cannot get to that bolt, period. There is no way of getting at it without taking the upper dash off and the upper vents off. So there's no way of doing this. Now on my car, this is my personal car, and I'll do this because I've done it before. I took a Sawzall blade and I just hacked through right here. And what I'll do is I'll put either a PVC coupling on there and or electrical coupling and some attic style duct tape, the aluminum foil duct tape, and it'll be as good as new. If you don't want to do that, I honestly don't blame you. And you're going to have to take the upper dash off, but I'm not going there. So, there's also some electrical connectors. Just make sure your battery is disconnected and undo these. And that gives you access to the heater core. Now there's a stupid light. Okay, there's a strap here that holds it on. It'll be same 9/32 bolt you've been dealing with. So pop that out, take the strap off, and the heater core should pull right out. I'll be right back as soon as I get it out. Okay, so there are actually 2 bolts that held the strap on. And out she comes. You can see how corroded and everything mine is, where it's been leaking there and all through here and all down this side. So that's the little son of a bitch. Installation is pretty much reverse of removal. I'm sure getting the bolts back in are going to be fun. Pro tip, use electrical tape and stab the screw through the electrical tape, the pointy end, and then wrap it around your socket just a little bit. Screw it in and then pull it back off, and you'll leave you'll pull the tape and everything off with it, and that will allow you to make sure the socket or the bolt doesn't drop. So yeah, it can be done without pulling the dash. It's not the easiest job I've ever done, but it ain't the hardest either. Hope it helps. Good luck.